Hello again, fellow beach bum traders. Today we wanted to share with you some of our due diligence on Roku and determine whether Roku, as of November 28th, 2021, is a stock to watch and or a stock to buy now. Hopefully you're all already familiar with Roku, but just in case, what does Roku do? They operate a TV streaming platform. They've also got hardware. They have TVs, streaming boxes, etc. They're coming out with audio products, accessories, etc. Um, and they've been around for a while, since 2002, and they're based in San Jose, California. So if we look at Roku's homepage just real quickly, and then we'll come back to this later, which is just Roku.com, or you can get to it quickly from their FinBiz profile by right-clicking and selecting their homepage. We can see some of their products. What are they advertising? Another thing I didn't mention is they sell advertising on their shows. They're also coming out with unique content, and we'll talk about some of the implications. We can see they've got the Roku players, they've got TVs, they've got audio, wireless audio. Again, they're pretty. It's a platform, so they're channel neutral, and again, we'll talk about the implications of some of this later on. But you can see that they're promoting all the other streaming channels on their website. Um, Again, talked about their premium content. They have streaming sticks. They have their remotes, and they sell advertisements on buttons on their remotes. Just FYI, we've had Roku boxes for a long time, since near their inception, and we also have several Roku TVs, so we can give you our insight from personal experience. If we quickly also look at their Twitter, just to see, what are they talking about. Um, we can see they're promoting devices, TV lovers, etc. And they're promoting sales right now since it's Black Friday. So again, we'll come back and look in more detail and talk in more detail about some of their products. Here's their product list: players, audio, accessories, special offers. They've got channels, different, and then how it works. And you can see they're focusing on cutting the cord. That has been a big catalyst for Roku. So now let's dig into some of the due diligence on their technical analysis, fundamental analysis, metrics, except financials, etc., and see if Roku is something we want to watch, something we want to buy now. Okay, let's start our deeper dive into the due diligence on Roku and their profile on Chartmill. I'll put the link to this Roku profile in Chartmill in the description box below. We can see, from a technical analysis standpoint right now, the setup is poor. We can see a preview of the chart. Roku got punished right after their last earnings report, which, even though their earnings were exceeded expectations, revenue exceeded expectations, they cited supply chain issues and lowered their guidance going forward for the next quarter, and they got punished. We'll talk later on about the forward-looking view on what we think of Roku from a technical forward standpoint, but let's just look at the deeper dive on the due diligence and Chartmill first. So we can see again, technical is poor. They took a dive, and then with the South African variant emerging, it got popped because Roku is seen as a lockdown stock. So they're in the list of lockdown stocks. When the algorithm flipped the switch to lockdown stocks, Roku's going to get a pop. When they flip the switch to reopening, Roku's going to drop because it's viewed as a lockdown stock. So it trends with those. We can see the valuation's not great. Profitability is neutral. Growth and health are very positive. And again, we can see the same profile type of thing. So if we look in the various tabs in ChartMill, again, we'll see a detailed look at the chart. We'll see that severe dip after earnings, and then we'll see that little pop after the emergence of the South African variant. And we could see it's trending below its moving averages, but that little, even before that pop, it looks like it was achieving a bottom, a support level. So we'll look into that in more detail as well. Technical analysis, again, we expect this to be poor because of the drop, and we can see, you know, it was declining. So most of the technical analysis is red, is poor, not unexpected at this point in time. If we look at the fundamental analysis, you can see from an overall fundamental standpoint, it's got a pretty good fundamental rating, 7 out of 10. We can see a lot of green. Return on assets is good. Profit margin's good. Profitability is a little bit above average, not bad. Valuation is low. Price to earnings is a bit high. The growth rating is very positive, 9 out of 10. So this could be, well, should be considered a growth stock, obviously, if it's 9 out of 10. And the health score is very good. So it's a very healthy company. So that's, again, very positive. So it's a growth stock that is very healthy. So if we look at analyst ratings real quickly here, and then we'll compare them to what we see in Webull, etc. We can see it's a 82% buy, so again, very positive. We can see some strong buys. It was interesting because right after their earnings, there were a number of downgrades, price target cuts from the analysts that hit the news, but if we look here, we can see that most of the analysts are very positive. So it's got 34 analysts, and it's very positive. So those news items can be misleading when you see those downgrades, price cuts in the news. It's a good idea to go look at the overall consensus because that may not represent the consensus. We'll look at the financials more when we get into Webull. I think that's got a better view of the financials and the ownership as well. I think Webull is another good place to see the ownership, but here we can see a large institutional ownership, which is positive from the standpoint of, you know, diamond hands, not paper hands holding Roku is a lot of institutional ownership. So we generally view that as positive. We can see insider transactions, some sells recently, etc. So we'll dig in more into Roku in FinBiz and Seeking Alpha and Webull and see what they have to say. Okay, let's take a quick look at what Seeking Alpha has to say about Roku. I will put the link to this Seeking Alpha profile for Roku also in the description box below. We see the chart. Let's do a quick spin through some of the articles and the news. You know, the drop is undeserved. You can see, you know, Black Friday deals, blah. It's a buy. Yeah, Kathy Woods has been buying Roku again. We see some of the ratings. Wall Street's bullish, neutral. Valuation here again is low, growth high. Here they're saying profitability is average, a little above average. See the revenue, a nice increasing revenue curve from an annual basis, quarterly. This is showing an increase quarterly, so with a little bit of a dip there. So there's the guidance change, but we can still see the trend overall is positive. So same thing with earnings. We can see earnings has a little dip and then increases, so the trend is positive. Valuation growth metrics look okay. Return on assets, etc. looks okay. They don't pay a dividend. We see some debt. Again, we can see that ownership is primarily institutional. That's positive. Got some insider ownership. That's good. Altman Z-score is very positive, so that's a very positive sign. We like to see that. The beta is pretty much 1, so that means it moves with the market. And their financials, they've got positive free cash flow, which is good. Again, some debt. Otherwise, everything here looks pretty positive, so we'll go to FinBiz, see if we see anything. Okay, here's the FinBiz profile for Roku. Again, I'll put this link to this profile in the description box below. We can see the daily view of their chart. It broke down below this 300 support line. Looks like it almost did a tweezer bottom there from a daily standpoint. Then we see that little pop on the South African variant. We zoom out quickly to a weekly here. We can see it's almost, it looks like a hammer on the last weekly, which you know, is mildly positive. So again, we know the technical rating that we saw in Chartwell was negative. So you know, we'll have to see how this plays out. The South African variant is probably going to push it up. If they flip to a reopening, it's going to push it down. So we need to see a stabilization. Share counts, it looks like it may have some outstanding shares that they could offer, but their cash was in pretty good shape, not heavily shorted, so that's not really a consideration. If we flip through and see some of the news, we would expect, you know, something on their earnings, etc. Don't see a whole lot of positive negative. We know the reaction to earnings last time was negative. So okay, so let's we'll jump over to Webull and dig more into their financials and some of the other metrics. Okay, I'm on the stock screen on the online version of Webull. Again, you can find our affiliate link, get 2 or more free stocks with our affiliate link in the description box below for Webull. I think Webull's a great trading platform. At the bottom of the stock screen, we have Roku selected. We'll come back to the chart in a minute, but at the bottom pane, you can see you can pop up and we can see a number of tabs that are very useful for due diligence. We can see some of the news, the recent news. We can dive into the financials, so each of the financial forecasts, each of their financial statements. We can see they've been beating estimates on income, balance sheet beating estimates, cash flow again beating estimates, and financial ratios beating estimates. So again, all very positive, and again, I like this. This is a quick and easy way to in Webull to look at these graphs and get a quick view. We can see net income. Looks like a little bit of a dip there. Revenue about the same. And operating income is turning up, so that seems positive. Balance sheet, positive trend. And cash flow, a nice positive trend going forward, so that looks positive. So we can look at the analyst view here, and Webull says 30 analysts. It's got a buy. We've got some strong buys, some buys. We've got our price targets. The average price target is 235 or so. So not far off of where. Oh, that's current. Okay. So we can see support and resistance levels here in Webull. Press releases, corporate actions. It is optionable, I believe, so if you want to sell covered calls against a position in Webull or Roku, that should be an option. So if we look at the chart in detail in Webull, this is a month chart. We can see, the decline after earnings. Then we can see it kind of formed a nice bottom there. It started to turn up. That's what caught our interest. We were looking at putting Roku on our watch list already, and then it had the South African variant pop. So if we zoom in a little bit, we'll see that pop more pronounced. So it looks like it was possibly achieving a bottom, and then it got the pop on the South African variant. Again, all the indications that we've seen, are positive from a technical. Their technicals are poor, and again, there may be pressure due to, if they flip to reopening, it may be pressure. The market itself, if the market's down, it might have pressure, but it's definitely worth a watch. We would like to see it achieve, a little bit of a dip. We'd buy this on a dip and a turn back up. If it runs away, we'll let it go. But if we talk again a little bit more about their business going forward, we'll talk about our thoughts on where we see Roku going forward and our views on that. But in general, all indications are positive. We're going to put Roku on the watch. We're going to watch it closely, make sure it stabilizes at a bottom, and then we would go long on Roku. Okay, I also wanted to share with you some of our experience, our first-person experience with using Roku, and some of the observations as to some of the other future technologies, opportunities that we see in Roku. So in particular, if you are a long-term investor and you're looking to invest in Roku as a growth stock going forward, some positive factors that we're taking into consideration in those regards, and that might help you, is we've had very positive experience with Roku. So we have multiple Roku boxes. We've upgraded them over the years. Their latest box is even faster. We also have several Roku TVs. So it's been very positive experience there. You'll see they sell advertisement on the home screen of their Roku TVs, so that's a revenue source. They also sell ads on their shows, so that's very positive. They're selling ads like Google and Facebook, and Netflix doesn't sell ads, so they're also in the ad space, the digital ad space, so they have an income opportunity there. They're also buying content. They bought, I think, is This Old House or something like that, and now they're developing their own original content. So like a Netflix and Amazon Prime, etc., they're developing their own content to attract users. So that's, again, another positive to attract more viewers to their channel, which they're selling advertisements on. Something else that's unique that you won't see, they're very quietly doing, I don't see any notice of it, is interactive advertisements. On their ads, I've seen it for some of the car companies, you can click the buttons and customize the color of your car, and then click a button and go over to the site to buy it. I see this as the first company that's really delving into interactive TV, where I can see at some point if you saw a product in one of their ads or even in one of the shows, you could click a button and buy that product right now, because they have the controller, they have the TV, they have the audio, it's all connected. Again, you don't see them announcing that, you don't see it in the news, but we see it on the TV in the ads that there's a button, get more information, you get to play with the product, change the color, etc., and buy now. I see that as a huge opportunity for going forward. So again, they're just very quietly doing that. I'm sure they're trying to refine it, trying to perfect it before they release it. The other thing that's positive about Roku that I was concerned about is with the reopening, are they going to lose their brand advertising and ad money, and because they don't get local? But I see local ads, so they are getting local advertisers, so they're competing with the cable companies, etc., and they're getting local digital advertising. So all positive indications. I see a bright future for Roku. So as a long-term investment, I see it has a very positive opportunity here. Again, it's viewed as a growth stock with a high PE. It's viewed as a lockdown stock. So, you know, when growth stocks take a hit, tech stocks take a hit, Roku's likely going to have downward pressure. When it's a reopening, when they flip the switch to reopening, it's going to be under pressure. When they flip to lockdown, it's going to have positive catalysts. So those are all factors to consider when you're holding Roku for the long time, is these are the ups and downs that you're likely to see. But again, we think Roku is a good opportunity long term. We're going to put it on watch, look for a dip opportunity at a support, swing up, and then we're going to go long Roku. So we hope this all helps. We hope that you like this video. Please smash the like button to share this with more of your fellow traders, your fellow beach bum traders. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, please do so. Please leave us a comment what you think of this due diligence on Roku, what you think of Roku as a company, etc., the technologies and the technological ideas that I just mentioned. Please share that in the comments below and or our Facebook group that I'll put a link to below. And click the notify, and we hope you'll subscribe. And if there are other stocks, companies that you would like us to do similar due diligence, again, post it in the comments, post it on our Facebook group, and we'll do what we can. So we hope this all helps. Good luck, and have a great trading day. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again. Good luck and have a great trading day.